Hey everybody, Rich Langdom in the bunker with Prep U. This video is about hurricane preparedness. We are smack dab in the middle of hurricane season. I guess this is the highest uh, likelihood of hurricanes coming, and with that we have Hurricane Dorian sitting outside or offshore, I should say, of Florida right now. The predictions were for it to hit Florida smack dab in central area, but it looks like now the latest forecast, and today is September 1st, by the way, 2019, they're saying now that it looks like it's going to skirt up the coast and maybe hit into the Carolinas. Overnight, it has sustained winds of 145 miles an hour. It is technically a Cat 5 tornado. And I wanted to get this video out to you. I should have done it in the beginning of hurricane season, which basically starts June 1st and ends November 30th, though you can get hurricanes before and after. You just need strange weather and big bodies of water. Normally warm water too really kicks up the hurricanes. That's why you get so many really good ones in the Gulf, because the water's much warmer than the Atlantic. For those of you that have swam in the Atlantic or swam in the Gulf, you know what I'm talking about. It has gone through Puerto Rico, and it's skirting south of the Bahamas right now. And like I said, they're saying it's moving about 8 miles an hour, and actual landfall is still up in the air. They don't know exactly right now. It's still kind of far out, but they're looking at, if there is landfall, Tuesday, Wednesday, so like maybe midweek to later, because it's just going so slow and gaining strength. And they were saying there's no weather front or system going over the states right now that could really affect it that much. So that's the update, really, basically on what Dorian's doing. But I kind of wanted to do a quick video here about how to prepare for a hurricane. And a lot of the stuff is just prepping like you always do, all right? But there are some particular things that you want to make sure you have at your home. A stockpile of plywood, caulk, and screws. And always make sure that if you're using a cordless drill, which most of us have, you have multiple batteries and they're charged and ready to go. You want to have plenty of water, a gallon per person for 3 days. Go 2 gallons. It doesn't take up that much room, really. You want to have plenty of non-perishable food available. If you're going to use cans, make sure that you have a extra can opener and keep it with that food. Weather radio, very important to have. Tarps and tie-down cords if you're staying around, or even if you don't and you come back, you're going to want to have tarps and tie-down cords for your roof and other things that probably are going to get damaged. Mold kit, you want to have a mold kit available because of flooding, which is the worst part of a hurricane. You're gonna get mold, and you're gonna need to clean it up. Mold kit are goggles, an N95 respirator mask, gloves, and bleach. Have plenty of bleach around. Other items to prep with, specific items, and many of these items I'm going to say it's a per person item. First aid kit, medications, up to 7 days of medication, and that includes all types of medications, your personal medications, pain medications, antiseptic, Neosporin, Band-Aids, bandages. Copies of important documents, your insurance, different items, for your house, for your cars, and your boats. You want to have cash on hand. You want to keep an emergency blanket per person, because if you get stuck out in the rain, yeah, I know it's Florida or the Carolinas, and this time of year it's kind of warm, but when you are wet, you get cold pretty quick. Maps of the areas where you live, maps of the area of where you are going to. List of important phone numbers, because if the cell lines are down or you can't charge your phone, you want to make sure that you have a list of phone numbers. Flashlights and extra batteries, rain gear for everybody. And that does not only include raincoat, that's rain pants, waterproof shoes also. You want some type of filtration device, at least a life straw per person. You could have tablets, Catadine tablets, and other filtration devices. Insect and sun lotion. The sun will come back out and it's going to be pretty brutal. You want to have like all your personal items and a sanitation kit. A sanitation kit is real easy to put together. We're talking gloves, small garbage bags, ties, toilet paper, hand wipes or antibacterial lotion, and sanitary wipes. It's just a nice little kit in case you gotta go and there's no place to go. You are set to do that. A small toolkit, which you probably keep in your car anyhow. A power or charging brick, and I see a lot of kids at school that have that because they can't plug their phones in, especially the girls. They'll have it in their purse. It's just a little block that is pre-charged, and when their phone goes down, they plug it in. It's nice to have something like that with you. Obviously, extra cables, extra set of car and house keys, and then extra clothing and shoes. Sturdy shoes, really sturdy shoes. Before you leave, or if you're staying. It all depends on the category. I don't know why anybody would want to stay around category 3, 4, or 5, but some people do. Some people want to, ride it out. So before you leave or the storm hits, turn your freezer and your fridge to the lowest setting. That way it's going to, the food's going to get cold and it's going to last longer in case your power goes out. You can also buy dry ice or blocks of ice and put it into your freezer. Kind of gather all your food together and make an igloo out of that items, and keeps it longer. Actually keeps it warm up to 2 days. Close your windows, shut off your propane tanks. A lot of people in the country have propane. We did in Michigan. Shut it off. If you have an automatic generator, you may or may not want to shut that off. I don't know how you feel if the power comes on and you're flooded. It's dangerous. The other thing too is with your generator, a lot of people don't realize when they buy a new house that, hey, you got an automatic generator. One of our biggest fires that I ever fought was an individual or family that bought a new home and didn't realize that they had a Generac automatic generator, and it was set up in their garage, and guess where they threw all their boxes and their recycling and stuff like that? Around the generator. Generator heated up during an ice storm when the power went off, and the next thing they knew, their entire garage was engulfed with their 2 very nice luxury cars. We did stop it, so it didn't destroy the whole house. Board up your home. Do not use tape on windows, because all you're going to do is make the glass larger shards, and they're going to be flying all over the place. Again, plywood, caulk, screws is what you want. Bring in your outside items. Bring in your bicycles, your lawn furniture, your whatever you keep outside. Put it away. Put it in a garage. Put it in the the house or the shed. You want to make sure that you do that. At the first sign that a hurricane might be hitting you, fill up your car. We all use our cars. It's not like that's something you can prep for. Fill it up. Fuel's going to run out. Long lines are going to start happening at the gas stations. Make sure your cars are filled. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have several 5-gallon gas cans in your garage, and the proper funnel and the size to fit into your car. Take it with. Okay, where to go? A couple options here. Hotels. Make reservations as soon as possible. If you know that hurricane is forming in a certain location and it might be coming to your area and you need to get out, make reservations ahead of time, because those reservations, 100 miles or 200 miles, 300 miles, are going to start filling up very quickly. If you're going to a relative, call them, let them know that you are. Also, plan ahead. Tell them, hey, can we come to your house if the hurricane hits? A shelter. Every city normally puts up shelters in very strong buildings. If you don't know where the shelters are, here's a tip for you. You can text shelter and your zip code to 43362, and you can get a list of open shelters. That's a Red Cross number. So again, text shelter, and your zip code to 43362. And that's through the Red Cross again, or you can contact your local officials or FEMA. They'll know where they're setting them up, or if they're set up or not. Remember that hotels through the American Disabilities Act are required to accept service animals, but not your pets. Go ahead, find hotels that are pet friendly, and book there, especially if you have several dogs or a cat or whatever. Speaking of pets, don't leave them behind. Our department was down in Katrina helping, and they also helped a lot of the humane societies down there collect pets that were just left behind. Have a plan. Either stay at a pet-friendly hotel or put them up with your vet or a kennel. Make sure if you're going to bring them with them, bring their bug-out bag, which should already be put together, extra food, bottles of water, extra leashes, tags, medicine, chews, ball if they like to play, just to keep them occupied. Make sure the either ID tags are up to date, and your cell phone number is on them, or a relative's cell phone number, maybe both, not a bad idea, and consider chipping them. It's really a good idea. So it's over with and you're coming home. What to check for? Number one, do not go into any building that's flooded. You don't know if the power's back on, or if you have an automatic generator, it could be running and the water could be electrified. Watch out for downed or loose power lines, because those lines could come down at any time. Don't walk near them, don't park under them, don't do any of that. Inspect your roof. More rains could come and it's just going to get flooded more. Check your fridge and freezer. Again, check for flood damage. CDC says dry and clean your home within 24 to 48 hours. If you can't dry it, throw it out. Remove all drywall and insulation that has been affected by the waters, because it's not great water. It's sewer water. There's all kinds of items in that water that you don't want to walk in or even be in. So what can you do well ahead of the time? Well, there's several items that you can do well ahead of the time. For the people that aren't in the direct path, this is something to think about to do. Plan for it. Install wind-resistant windows and pull down storm shutters. If you're in the path right now, it might be a little late to do that, but you people in the Gulf, it's not a bad idea. Down in the Keys, think about it. Probably most of those homes have it. Waterproof your basement if you have a basement. I've never seen too many homes in Florida, at least, that have basements, but I know up the coast and inland there are. Elevate your heating system. Elevate your water heater. Make sure your outlets are up higher. Outlets per code, I don't know exactly how high. I want to say 3 feet. That's what mine are. Mine are 3 feet above as compared to the rest of your home, where they're only a foot above the floor. Install a battery backup or sump pump system. Have 2 sump pumps. If you already have one, have another one, have a battery backup with it. Purchase a water alarm. Water alarms are nice. They stay on your floor. They do 2 things. One, they alarm you if your sump pump system isn't working. That's one type. Another type is a battery type. It just sits on your floor, lowest point, and it's got 2 little electric points where if they get wet, it conducts electricity across them and the alarm goes off, so you know that you're getting water in your basement. Make sure you have flood insurance. Most insurances don't automatically have flood insurance. You can contact the government for that. Take pictures of your house, inside and out, everything you have. Go room to room. Make a video, but now you have it. You have it so if everything's gone, you can go through, and it's a much easier way to inventory what you have. Take pictures, take a movie of everything you have. Put together a family emergency plan. The plan should be what to do, where to go, what to bring, out-of-state family contacts. If you get separated, you want to have a family contact away from the area where everybody knows to call and say, hey, I'm here, I'm on my way. Okay, or we are at which is the next one, a reunion point. where everybody can get together. But you have one family contact that if a couple people call in and then the third person calls in, or the person that your family contact can say, hey, so-and-so's already called in and this is where they're at. So that's a great idea to take care of that. Some final points. If you are staying in when the hurricane hits, stay away from windows, all right? Find an interior room where there's no windows, or just someplace safe that things aren't going to start flying around if your door blows open or whatever. Don't evacuate unless officials recommend or require it. That's something that FEMA and the governor of Florida just recommended. If you lose potable water you can drink, remember to boil it, or you can add 16 drops of bleach per gallon. Let stand for a half hour. 16 drops of bleach per gallon, and then just let it sit there. Remember, when you do that, turn it upside down, loosen the cap, okay, so that water that's got the bleach in it, you know, gets in the little threads, and then turn it back over. That's an old Boy Scout trick that we learned. Avoid driving through water. 12 inches can pick your car up and move it, no matter how fast it's going. Here's a little freeze trick I just learned, so you know that your food is good. What you want to do is take a cup of water, or take a cup, fill it 3/4 full of water, put it in your freezer, freeze it, bring it back out, put a quarter on top of it, put it back in the freezer. Okay, so if you come back and the quarter's still sitting on top of that ice, you know you're good. You know your food is good. If it's a little bit down below that, you're okay. But if you come home and even if the water's refreezed and that quarter's all the way at the bottom, you know your food's no good. Get rid of it all. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting sick or possibly dying from bad food. Avoid stepping in the storm water. We all know that, because there are sharp objects, stuff you can't see, and that water's full of chemicals and bacteria. There could also be down power lines, electrifying that water as you get close. Unfortunately, they're finding that over the last couple of hurricanes, people have actually died from getting cuts and having the flesh-eating bacteria get into your system, and have died from that. Remember, with a hurricane, you have time. You have time to get everything together. If you're missing something, go to the store, but go to the store as soon as possible. I mean, all these stores are running out of water and canned food and you know, food that can last for a duration, even candy and stuff like that. Hurricane season is no mystery. It's like we used to tell the boys in the Boy Scout that were going for their Eagle Scout. Were you shocked that your 18th birthday came along? And now you're hustling to get it done? People, hurricane season is June 1st through November 30th. You know it's there, okay? Here's a key thing, all right? Between your vehicle kit that you prepared, your everyday carry, your bug-out bag, and your inch bag, and some clothing, you should be set. You should have everything you need. You just need to make sure that it can all pack in the car and still have the family and the pets in there. It's a no-brainer. It's really easy to have this stuff set and ready to go. A lot of the things that we talk about in your prep, it's prep for all kinds of stuff. The key factor is, are you staying? Are you going? That's the big thing there. So that's it. That's about the hurricane stuff. Hopefully this video helps, and I wish the people that are in the path of Dorian the best of luck. Stay safe, be smart. It doesn't sound like a hurricane you want to ride out, as far as I can tell. So thank you. We appreciate you watching this video, watching it till the end. There's a lot of good points in here. If you have any comments, please send us our comments either on our via the YouTube channel or on Facebook. We'll kind of keep you updated on Facebook as much as we can. If you haven't subscribed to our series, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, not series, YouTube channel. A lot of good videos out there. There's a lot more to come. This way you'll know that the video's out there. Please like our video. We really, and again, comment too also. So that's it. So for now, remember, be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention to not only the weather, but other signs that you can pick up on things going wrong. Prep like your life depends on it, as we say, because it really does, and make sure that you have enough supplies for up to 72 hours and even longer, so you don't have to go from store to store and try to find them. So for now, thank you very much. Be safe. Take care.